All right, unbelievable practice. Great energy. Guys are flying around. Got some guys back from injury. Guys are juiced up, ready to go. Coaches are juiced up, ready to go. Got a great plan. Excited about the opportunity to go on the road and play a really good football team, really well coached football team in all three phases. Have a ton of respect for those guys, and all of our attention is on Arkansas State. Questions?
Yeah, I know you kind of already addressed it last
Yeah.
time on your coaches, so your name's popped up in a lot of coaches. Just what's your, I guess, your statement on that?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I'm focused on Arkansas State, focused on Texas State. We're ready to go. We're on a mission, and nothing to do with the outside world, whether it's me, whether it's players, doesn't matter. Our focus is on Arkansas State, and it'll continue to be that way every week. So I'm just excited about the opportunity to go on the road, open Sun Belt play. On the road again versus a really quality opponent. So, it's all noise. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of it. We've dealt with it every year since I've been here. So it's all noise. Excited about the opportunity to go play Arkansas State.
The NCAA,
Yeah.
the NCAA approved the new transfer portal
Yeah.
window, just one. How do you feel about getting rid of the spring transfer portal? Do you like it?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question. I think there's probably some positives and some negatives there, but I think more positive than negative as far as for us because we get to have our team in the spring, and you really get to start building that culture, start building the discipline, start finding your identity, and you really get to have real spring ball again. You get to have your guys in there to work. I would say that's the positive. You just don't have as much flexibility in the spring as you would anymore. So the guys you sign in December, for the most part, are going to be your guys. I'm sure there's going to be some different strategies. You save a couple for the May, JUCO kids or something like that, but I think your high school class becomes even more important in hitting on those high school kids and make sure you're dialed in there. Same with JUCO. It's not going to be, hey, I'm going to sign this guy in December and you hope he makes it in May because that's going to be tough. So we're going to be heavy on grades come this fall with our high school kids, with our JUCO kids, and then having real conversations in December with your own current roster, figure out what that looks like both ways. So ultimately, I think it's good. That's what we voted for. I think they extended it a couple days, which has no effect on me.
I know you talked about the noise. My apologies for going back.
No, you're good.
But you talked about address it with your team.
Yeah.
Why do you feel the need to do so?
Well, I think it's just like it is. It is what it is. I mean, they're on Twitter, they're on all that kind of stuff, and it's just part of it, right? So you address it. I'm big on hitting it. Not avoiding confrontation, not avoiding noise. Talk to them like a man, and it was great. No issues.
Is it a lot of noise, or have you heard anything from any teams you really?
No. We're focused on Arkansas State, and that's it.
Is it at least flattering to see your name pop up on these lists? It's a lot of hard work being a coach.
No, not really. I mean, I don't get my confidence or anything from anybody else. So I'm all on Arkansas State, all on this team really. As much as Arkansas State is really every day for us. Like this Tuesday practice, we have so much to get better at. Right, we got new wrinkles going in, new plays, offensively, defensively, special teams. So we're focused on that. I just don't have time. It sounds like coach talk, but every day. Every minute of the day, there's a problem, there's a fire to put out, there's a new problem. So it's really just that's all the focus is right there.
You're able to kick back this weekend now.
Yeah.
With the bye week.
Yeah.
You watching the football?
Oh heck yeah, man! That was fun. Did some recruiting of obviously during the week, more self scout, opponent scout, getting ready for Arkansas State, and then also doing some studying across the country and NFL, college. Any kind of wrinkles that you can add. And then on Saturday, got to hang out with the fam a little bit. Went to Lando Park, did that in the morning, drank some coffee, watched the kids run around. Then got to watch some 11 o'clock games, and then watched obviously the Monroe Arkansas State game. That was I was ready for that one. I wanted to watch it, because you put so much time into it and kind of seeing how people attack you or how they attack them and vice versa. And then got the late night game, got to watch Louisiana Marshall. That was another really good one. So I watched a little bit Penn State, Oregon, not much of the Georgia, Bama. but yeah, just trying to flip around, got the YouTube TV going, and just all that kind of stuff.
I was gonna ask you, are you like a multi-box guy?
No, I can't do the multi-box. Yeah, I got to concentrate on one. Watched a little bit of the Memphis FAU. So yeah, just kind of hopping around. I can't watch one game when it's going. I got to like commercial, boom, I'm flipping over, but I can't do the multi. You know, I like to listen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Going to Arkansas State, back to Arkansas State. You're playing a team that's lost 4 straight. They got beat last week by Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah.
I think broke some losing streak.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're going to face a team that's really fired up and ready, wants to prove something? Because they had a lot of expectations coming into the season.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think Monroe's a really good team. I think that's first. Brian Vincent's done an unbelievable job over there, and they got some really good players. And I think they were juiced up. And going on the road, right, in college football is tough. Going on the road in conference is tough. And we're playing a really quality opponent. So I think our focus has to be more on how our juice and how we execute rather than their feelings. I know they're going to be ready. Their coaches do an unbelievable job. That's kind of always been a little bit of a rivalry, I would say, in this league, at least since I've been here. That's the way I felt about it. It's a West opponent. So we're definitely excited about the opportunity.
Speaking of the West, watching the games you watched, especially Marshall.
Yeah.
Which I also watched because I'm an alumni
Yeah.
of Marshall. But,
Marshall, there you go.
seeing those games and seeing Louisiana, who was the seat preseason, how do you feel where your standing is in the West?
I think there's a lot of football to be played. So we'll know more probably in the next couple of weeks as it plays out. Obviously Southern Miss played a really good game too. There's a ton of quality opponents, especially on the West, man. I think that West is loaded. So, like it always is. We don't get enough love on the West.
Who are some guys on Arkansas State's roster that really stood out on the initial scouting tape?
Arkansas State.
Yeah.
Defensively, 94. He was back. He was banged up or something for a couple weeks. He's back. He's a really good player. I think their linebacker crew is big, physical. They're back in. They're long. They'll come down and strike you. They had a corner go down the last play of the game, so we'll see kind of what that looks like. But he's a long, athletic guy that plays with really good technique and I think they're just really well coached. They give you a variety of looks, so we got to be ready for a variety of looks. The good thing is that's kind of what we practice against on our defense too. Our defense gives a variety of looks too. We're not just an Okie cover 4 team or anything like that. We give different looks on defense, so our guys should be prepared for that.
Yeah, the last time y'all went up to Arkansas State, obviously didn't go y'all's way. I think we were able to put like 77 points on y'all. How do y'all, I guess, avoid a game like that, being able to go in focus and being able to, get a really important conference win?
I think it's just all about your mindset. Go in there and this team is built a little different, and so I'm excited about going on the road and playing. And look, there's going to be ups and downs. It is what it is. They're going to make some good plays. They're on scholarship. They got a lot of NIL over there, so they're going to make plays. You got me. So we got to be able to weather the storm on the road and keep on chopping wood.
We made a lot about the rubber match between you and Traylor.
Yeah.
The one between you and Butch.
Yeah.
You got that win in 23. You got it back last year.
Yeah.
So what's your relationship with him? Coaching against him a few times already.
Yeah.
What do you know about him?
Yeah, ton of respect for him. Obviously, he's won a whole bunch of football games. He's coached some of the greatest players that ever played the game at their position. So, it's an important one for me for sure. I take it not personally because I not anything negatively. I like that matchup. When you compete against the best, that makes you, kind of ramps your game up a little bit, and I consider him one of the best. So, got a ton of respect for him, the way he coaches his teams, the way he prepares his teams, the things that he preaches are very similar to what we preach. So, just have a ton of respect for him, and I know that we and I have to bring our A game to go get a win on Saturday.
Do you feel like your team gives like a different persona when they go on the road at all? Or is it kind of similar to them?
I don't know. I think definitely when we went to UTSA, there was a different, vibe and different feeling. So, I think so. And I think getting some of our guys back healthy helps. Some guys that are leaders, some guys that are set the tone, offensively and defensively. So that helps.
Talik Lockett,
Yeah.
mainstay from last year. It looks like he's made a bit of a jump this year in terms of his play. Like, how is he as a person in the locker room, and what kind of improvements do you think he's made for himself?
Yeah, Talik is a football guy. That's one thing. He's quiet. Coach's kid, just really cares about football. I remember that first scrimmage. He comes and asks me, "Hey, are we gonna have the shot clock up there? The play clock?" And he texts me at like 11 o'clock at night. So he's like, his mind thinks he's not watching stuff. He's locked in on the game plan. He's locked in. He wants to be a great football player. I think he's really changed his body this offseason, which has helped him continue to be a great player, because he was already a really, really good player, pretty dominant in this league, and now he's kind of taking it to the next step. So he's quiet, but he's smart, and just a really good football player. Football means something to him, and I tend to like those guys.
Health-wise, how do you just who do you think is going to be back for Arkansas State, and who do you think because we know that y'all held a lot of people out from Nicholls, but who do you think is going to be back for
Yeah,
Arkansas State?
we didn't hold anyone out. They just couldn't play. But we'll see what that looks like. The injury report will come out, I think, Wednesday, so we'll know more there.
Yeah, injury reports, it's gonna be new with conference play coming up. How do you feel about that? I know you kind of keep things close to the vest. You
Yeah.
don't have to reveal too much.
Yeah, I like keeping it close to the vest, but now the rules change, and so now I don't think you have to keep it as close to the vest because it's out there. I think you're always trying to gain an advantage, in the coaching world. So now that it is what it is, and you put it out there, and it's kind of like the NFL. It is what it is. We'll put out there. I don't think we have to put what the injury is. Like in NFL is like, this guy's out with this or this, or we just kind of put. I think there's a couple categories you put on there, and AJ and our training staff will kind of handle that. And I won't be involved in that. So it just is what it is. Part of the just rules, and you do it.
Anybody get healthy and then pick them back this week? Right? I mean, that's like Will Mitchell was out.
Yeah.
Or at least
Yeah, Will be out. Will will be out, and then we should get a couple guys back. Like I said, the Wednesday injury report will be big, and kind of see what that looks like.